I'm definitely like, a very curious guy. I mean, that's probably why I make documentaries, and I'm open-minded. I wouldn't say I'm naive, and I'm very kind of skeptical guy, and generally I'm skeptical, but I'm if it's possible, you could still be skeptical but also very curious and open-minded. I would say within the last couple years doing this film, I've definitely opened up kind of in a spiritual way more than I have in my life, more experimentation, more interested in other ways of thinking. But I really kind of supercharged my spiritual exploring kind of throughout this process, I would say.
But your skepticism is such an incredible part of the storytelling, and your willingness, what you just described, which is that combination of being sort of open but skeptical, it like picks us up and takes us on this journey with you. And, we're watching it like you are, which is like, huh?
Yeah. I think that to kind of even further answer your question, there's way more to reality than meets the eye. There's so much going on that we don't understand, that's magical or whatever. I mean, I know that for a fact that like we know nothing, and there's a lot of things going on behind the reality that we can perceive and see, I think at the end too, like what I sort of hope that people can relate to is how sort of strange the world is. We live in a weird world. There's a lot of weird things happening. You don't quite make sense of everything, and you just kind of scratch your head and you think about a lot of things, and it's hard to really to let people know that, it's kind of the authenticity of that feeling, and just like, wow, that's a lot to think about and a lot of weird stuff.